Good evening and welcome to Movie Night. Tonight I'm here with the dictator and producer of Annihilation, Mr.
Sarshar, that's it.
Yeah, this guy.
Director, sir.
Yeah, same thing. However, please tell us about your teaser trailer.
Our teaser trailer is about a special forces sniper that goes on a mission that changes his life.
What have you learned from your audience feedback?
Well, we've learned a lot, both from pre-production and post-production questionnaires.
Can you please share with us some of your products, like what you've made for the movie and,
Well, we made a package of 2 posters and a magazine cover. And a teaser trailer, of course, you've all seen it. We did our best to emphasize the fact that this is going to be an action teaser trailer, obviously. But throughout posters and magazine covers, we did our best to boost in some action and, some, the stereotypical action stuff that you get on magazines.
Explosions
and,
and all that.
Not explosions really, but, the blood and, the color red to emphasize blood, maybe, in our magazine cover and in our poster. But at the same time, not giving anything away. It's a teaser.
Yeah, it's meant to tease the audience.
Yes.
Nice. Let's talk about what you learned from your audience, shall we?
Well, in a nutshell, before we even decide what we want to do, we did the questionnaire and found out that our target audience prefer action from the beginning in the teaser trailer.
Action teaser trailer, do you prefer music or a voiceover?
Probably a voiceover.
And would you have a female or a male play the villain role?
A male, definitely.
Male. Probably a female.
The villain, male.
Probably a female villain. They can be quite scheming. A male.
Generally speaking, male villain.
Ending sad.
Usually a cliffhanger.
Fight.
Cliffhanger.
Quite a happy ending, something that's well rounded.
Cliffhanger.
No, I expect a realistic one.
I usually expect a happy ending.
And what keeps you interested in an action film? Like, what attracts you to it?
Well, it's got to have a good plot, it's got to have a good story, it's got to be realistic.
Constantly fighting and action and shooting.
Good storyline.
Lots of action like gunshots, car chases, violence, killing.
When there's a good pace and when there's a strong narrative as well as action.
And quick question, what have you done with your results?
We put our results into graphs.
Nice. And as you can see, I have 3 papers here, and we've done a questionnaire with, regarding the movie. And after you first released the movie, the results were really shocking.
Honey, I'm home.
Hello.
Hi.
How was it?
It was alright, but you could improve it.
But why? How?
Maybe adding a few voiceovers and...
Few voiceovers, like multiple ones, or
Yeah.
only one?
No,
Multiple.
Yeah. From both characters,
From
male
both
and female.
character. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
3, 4.
Hello.
Hello. How was it?
It wasn't that bad.
What was bad about it?
It wasn't that straightforward. The storyline didn't have that much of a meaning that it should have, sorry.
Alright. How could they improve it?
A couple of voiceovers could have been better, and if it was more clear, and a little bit detailed, it would have been good.
What about the action scenes?
They were decent, they were alright, but they could improve.
How?
a bit more sound effects would,
Sound.
sound effects would make it better. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sorry, may I ask, when was this done?
Well, the first one was done on when your first draft came out.
Did you conduct a questionnaire after our second or third draft?
There's a second and third draft.
Yes, indeed. We did a questionnaire about the drafts.
And what did you find out?
How better was it? Like, what was improved?
There was more voiceovers, and it was more clear in regards to what the storyline was and what was happening throughout the
If you could
trailer.
improve it, how would you improve it? And why?
I would improve, like, at the beginning it says a man on a mission. That kind of confuses the audience in regards to what's happening, because then afterwards when the names came on, it did confuse me what was happening. But then afterwards I understood that was the actors and the producers' names.
Alright. And how was the sound effect? Was it, like the music, was it good?
Yeah, it was better.
Was the music good?
Yeah.
What about the sound effects? Would you add anything? Would you take away anything?
No. The sound effects in regards at the fighting scenes was way much better, and yeah, it did improve a lot.
Did it please you?
Kind of, yeah.
Alright. What would you give it out of 10 now?
Right.
How is it?
It's much better. I'm actually impressed.
Thank you. What's good about it?
Well, they added a voiceover, which is much better. The scenes, they have an improvement on the acting and fighting scenes. I really like that.
What would you give it out of 10? Like what number? Maybe a 10?
No, I would give it 8.
Wait, what would you improve?
Well, the name seems kind of necessary, as it doesn't. As
Do you
it
mean
doesn't
unnecessary or necessary to be there?
unnecessary.
Oh, thanks.
As it doesn't even stay in the screen for that long, we can't even read them. So
Nice. What about post-production? Do you do anything to find out how your fans feel about your product, your package?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, sir, yes, since our target audience are teenage girls, teens are usually on their phone, Facebook, Insta, so we
Now, what were your findings from these comments?
tried to improve our package as much as we possibly could using the comments we got from social media.
Do you have any examples of this claim?
As it's shown, our target audience made comments on the pace of the editing, so we decided to slow the pace down a little bit. But overall, the comments were positive.
Starting with the teaser trailer, we found out that the pace was a little too slow for our audience. And we found out that our audience preferred a pace similar to Jason Bourne 5. After doing the first set of questionnaire, we came to the conclusion that our teaser trailer would rely heavily on props, such as sniper rifle, ski mask, tapes for the torture scene we had, the carbide train, these sort of props.
Mr. Director, what about the voiceover?
What about it?
Who decided to have the voiceover? Did you do it based on your results, or did you just do it for the sake of it? Like, let's just have a voiceover like every trailer has.
Well, to be honest with you, not all trailers have voiceovers. You're in this industry, you should know this.
Well, most of them do. You have to agree that most trailers have a voiceover, and they all mean something. But does this mean something to your trailer?
Well, we asked our audience about questionnaire during the first set of questionnaire. If you look at them, if you analyze them properly, which you haven't, we see that we did ask our audience, and we realized many people, need this some sort of narrative in the story so they understand.
Yeah.
After our second draft came out, it became clear that we need voiceover in that, and during our second draft, voiceover. Sorry, I got confused for a second, sir. During our second draft questionnaire, we found out that our audience would, they need the voiceover to understand the story. So that's when we decided to add the voiceover. Many others suggested that we should have it from 2 characters, 3 characters. Some said it was fine, but we went for the majority, and what we felt was right. And I believe what we did was right, sir.
Your wife's gonna pay for what you did to my husband and your best friend.
So basically, your audience asked for the voiceover.
Yes, they did indeed. And then after the voiceover, we did another set of questionnaire right after the third draft came out, which had a questionnaire on it. And
Nice.
our audience actually did enjoy it. They literally, all of them suggested that it was a good idea having a voiceover, that they understood the story now.
That's good.
Pretty good stuff, I guess.
That's good.
We found out that the music and the voiceover would create a lot of tension together, which is exactly what we want. And it helped us create a highly visual and intense trailer.
Just to pause you there. Let's hear some of the audience feedback that they gave us.
So how was it?
I like that the voiceover was very good, and I want to watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
How was the acting?
that was very good and real, and I like everything.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Target audience? Is it good?
Yes, this is very good.
Do you like the color contrast?
Yes, I like it.
Can you see any green in this?
Mm,
I think green. That looks like green.
no,
On the
just
skin.
yeah, just a little bit there.
Alright. So everything is good.
Yes,
The
everything.
colors match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. How was it?
It's very good.
It's nice to meet you. I'm the director. Yeah. So what was good about it?
The quality and the voice behind it, the scenes and everything.
How was the action scenes, like the fight scenes? Were they good?
They seem really real.
It's real. Does it satisfy you as an audience?
It really
as
does.
our target
It
audience?
makes you bring like a lot of interest to it.
Would you watch it?
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Nothing wrong with it?
No,
Anything?
no.
What would
the
you give
voiceover
it?
is really good.
What would you give it out of 10?
10.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
So, would you watch a movie with a poster like this?
Yes, I would.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can you please speak a little louder because the mic is over there?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So, what would you give this out of 10? If it was to evaluate it,
A
what would you?
9.
I like the way the colors go with each other, it matches with her dress and contrasts with the background I use. It's really good.
What would you give it out of 10?
A 9. Maybe you could add, I don't know, maybe change the
Color?
yeah, because when it goes over her dress you can't really see it, but it's really good. That's the only issue with it. I kind of see.
Thank you. Director of Annihilation here. Stay with us.
That was nice. We enjoyed that. Well, going back to it, why was the voiceover the villain? Like, when you watch the teaser trailers that most companies make, they're mostly the main character, the good guy, giving us a background story, his motivations, his intentions, like what he wants to do or what he's been through. Why is yours that has the villain talking about, let's say, her motivations?
I'd say that was pretty much a personal choice for me. Because I was a writer and So I felt it's better to get the audience to feel kind of connected with the villain, because not all villains were born a villain. Yes, all villains became villain, you know, by events. Like you could be, you know, in our case it could be the death of the husband that made our villain a villain.
I like that point.
Yeah, and you know, that we didn't want ours to be this stereotypical action thriller movie where you have, you know, the bad guy kicks in, kills some people, and then, you know, and the good guy comes with a good voiceover and the story of his life explaining how my wife died and stuff. No, we wanted ours to be kind of different, but not too different to stand out. So I'd say it was a personal choice for me to have the villain, because, you know, why not?
I'm guessing that's a different choice and it's good.
Yeah.
Well, tell me why the villain is a woman. Who chose the woman?
You know, as we saw, we asked this question from our audience, you know, from pre-production, you know, was actually considering having a man before we even started anything. But then as we went on and on and on and on, we conducted a questionnaire, because, you know, our audience feedback is the most important thing to us. Because, you know, they're the ones that are going to pay and go to cinema and watch our products, you know, like...
Yeah.
You know, like...
So your audience asked for a woman?
The audience literally suggested having a woman.
Okay.
So we, you know, but that wasn't enough for surveys, you know, just having 10 people suggesting a woman, it wasn't enough. So we decided to go further. Because, you know, this was a crucial part. You know, our villain is the one who's having the voiceover. Our villain is the one that has the main story on. Our story is about the villain. So we decided to go further and, you know, reach out to more audience. Seven Monkey. No, Seven Monkey.
No,
so we did a questionnaire there. We found out that the majority, you know, by far prefer a woman, because it's something that has been never done or have been done on a few times. Yeah, but not in the scales that we have. We kind of a little upped our game a little.
And that wraps it up for tonight. This is movie night. It's been a great night with the director of Annihilation, Mr. Sarshar, and that's it.